Jennifer, this is the question that we're asking everyone on this series, and you may end up summarizing some of the stuff that you've already done. You may pick something new. What do you believe to be the 2 to 3 things that HR will need to do to really add business value as we hopefully come out of the pandemic?
I think that you always add value, and HR leaders are extremely valuable. And I see them actually playing an even bigger role right now in strategy, in culture, in business. And I think that's a good thing. I think that there's been a shapeshift around what that role is. A lot of HR teams had to just go right to the front lines and communicate constantly about what was happening. They became the go-to people where we gathered our learning and our information and to feel assuaged of our stresses. And so there's been a higher profile, I think, put on those folks inside of organizations, and that's a good thing. I think that this is an opportunity for anyone in leadership to look at change as being this incredible power that we now have, that we can make those changes we wanted. Anytime you've faced your mortality for 2 years, you're going to feel the effects of that. And I think that what HR leaders are learning is that is a very human emotion, and people are feeling really shifted in their priorities and what work means to them. And so HR leaders are going to have to adjust to that very nuanced way of supporting people, that it's a one-to-one sort of support that I know that has already been a concept that has been rallied around for the last few years, but it's going to become even more so because people are not as identity connected to work in the same way. They see that there's other priorities that matter because it's been tested. And so how do we bring inspiration back? How do we leverage relationships? How do we make sure that people are still connecting in a way that's meaningful? How do we make sure that people aren't just moving from one place to the next, that they realized they could quit a job after 20 years. And, you see that when someone's tested that now they're more likely to leave this current role because they have realized that they can. So attrition is going to continue to be a major issue, and people are realizing that they can. I mean, you're seeing major career pivots from teachers to nurses to physicians, people leaving their massive retirement on the table because they just don't want to do this work anymore. And if you can make that decision, then you can make a decision to move again. So again, it's going to be around retention as a big issue too. And I think all rooted in empathy, this human-centered leadership role that we're going to have to develop and culture around that, around empathy and psychological safety, I think is that next big strategy that HR leaders are going to have to start to build into their organizations.
In this series, we will be speaking to a range of senior leaders who are pushing a data-driven and digital HR agenda. Make sure that you subscribe via your podcast app of choice and also via our YouTube channel for free and regular interviews with the digital HR leaders of the future.